Yeah, next cash injection for Greece still hangs in the balance, of course, and we have debt inspectors requiring proof that Greece is making enough cuts and boosting taxes effectively. Do you think they'll be convinced?
Well, I don't think, the proposition is all wrong in the first place. I mean, these are inspectors acting on behalf of the European Union, seeking to interfere directly in the internal affairs of what is a sovereign state. Now, the fact of the matter is that the European elite embarked on this project, which is the Eurozone, which was never going to work. It was never going to work. It was based on fudged criteria. Even France's admission to the Eurozone was actually fudged. And the Greek people are being asked to pay the bill, and pay the bill in no uncertain terms, in terms of higher taxes, cuts in public expenditure, and drastic reductions in their standard of living.
All right, but you have to admit, though, that those the same people that we're talking about now, they were able in the first place to bring together the Eurozone, maybe simply by sheer political will. Do you think that that can hold this Eurozone together?
Well, I mean, I think that the lesson is, and it isn't what I think, it's actually what the markets think. And the markets are making it very clear, not least today, that that political will on its own is not enough. There has to be an economic justification. And the fact of the matter is that you simply cannot put an economic powerhouse like Greece, an economic powerhouse like Germany, and a country like Greece, which is rather less of an economic powerhouse, if I can put it that way, into the same currency bloc with the same monetary policy. It just doesn't work, and it's going to fall apart. Now, I'm saying this now when it's very, very obvious, but it was also said when this thing was actually being put together that it wasn't going to work. And all these chickens are now coming home to roost, as it were. Now, the problem is that the fanaticism, and I use the word fanaticism with some care, the fanaticism of the European political establishment, that is to say, Barroso, people like the Deputy Prime Minister of England, Mr. Clegg, and so on and so forth, the fanaticism of these people are going to result in very, very serious economic damage, not just to Greece, not just to the 17 countries in the Eurozone, but also to the whole of Europe and countries outside Europe, including not least Russia.
Right,
it's a very, very serious matter.
Right, but you mentioned José Manuel Barroso, but he did recently, he criticized the EU leaders for not explaining to citizens what's to lose if they don't keep their strong commitment to common achievements. Well, do you think the Greeks actually are committed to the single currency? Do you think it was explained enough to them? And if it was, maybe they will change their minds?
Well, I think that people understand the single currency only too well. As far as the Greek people are concerned, adherence to the single currency means, as I indicated before, higher taxes, lower government expenditure, and cuts in their standard of living. And also even for a country like Germany, in fact, specifically a country like Germany, adherence to the single currency means massive transfer payments paid to countries in southern Europe. And what's happening is that the Germans are no longer putting up with it. We've already seen in Finland that actually people don't like it. The Slovakians are demanding that they get some specific guarantees, and so on and so on and so forth. But I do come back to my earlier point that we shouldn't be where we are now, and it is because of the fanaticism of this European elite. And we should look very carefully at what they have to say in the future. These are guilty men, and they are discredited men.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about Germany now, though. I mean, there is a split in Germany, some people not agreeing with what the government is doing. However, the fact remains that Germany is guaranteeing a massive part of that bailout rescue fund. There must be a limit before it undermines its own creditworthiness, right? What is that limit?
Well, I mean, I don't work for Standard & Poor's, and Standard & Poor's have actually got analysis of credit worthiness wrong on several occasions, as you know, not least about subprime mortgages. But I mean, what I can certainly say is this: whereas 86% of the members of the German Parliament voted in favour of guarantees and the bailout and so on, just the day before yesterday, 86% of the German people are definitely not in favour of this. And I know I'm on Russia Today, but if I can refer you to a BBC programme that actually made that point with some clarity. Now, the fact of the matter is that what is very worrying is that, as my father used to say to me when I was a young man, he said, if you make a financial guarantee, the nature of financial guarantees is that they get called. There's no point just signing something up when you sign a guarantee. It's highly, highly probable that it will get called. And there is a limit to how much even a country like Germany can produce. And of course a country like France is actually much, much less. And there will be a long-term question marks over the creditworthiness of France and Germany if the multiple trillions of euros which are required are actually paid up and called on.
All right, well, thank you very much for your analysis there. William Dartmouth, member of the European Parliament from the UK Independence Party. Thanks very much.